from people who normally text me about the Panthers.
Really?
They like that's what they said. Really, with a question mark. That's exactly what they said. Really, is that what we're doing today? I am extremely disappointed in this hire for a bunch of reasons, and we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna get you guys to chime in. But right now, let's hear how Frank Reich ended up in Carolina.
Obviously, they decided to go with Frank Reich, who was the first quarterback for this team
So?
in its franchise history. In 1995, he was the inaugural quarterback back in the day. You've got a guy who attended seminary in Charlotte after his playing career and still has an off-season home in the area. His daughter recently started working in the Panthers marketing department.
Okay.
His brother just finished his 22nd season as the head coach at Wingate University outside Charlotte. So there's all sorts of ties to the area. And I think when they looked at it, they felt like he was dealt a little bit of a shorthand. He had 5 different week 1 starting quarterbacks in his 5 years in Indianapolis. There's never a repeat quarterback in Indianapolis. And obviously he'll get another quarterback in Carolina with the idea that this one will stick longer.
Wow. So my daughter works there. My
He has a
son
house
goes
there. His mother-in-law works for Belts. I mean, I come on. I mean,
Wow.
he said nothing about this guy. No, what a great coach is. It's all about his daughter, his son, his mom and them. I mean, I'm just saying.
He talked about the quarterbacks. I think that was probably the big decision. Is
Yep.
that's going to be the focus. Is the offense. So developing a quarterback so they feel he can do that.
You guys' thoughts on the hiring of Frank
But
Reich?
We gotta have a
Ridiculous.
PhD to get the job. They just lead the local Girl Scout troop.
Right.
I mean, we gotta have a PhD,
Oh,
Nobel Peace Prize.
He taught Sunday school too, by the way.
Yeah.
that matters.
You know what I mean?
He taught Sunday school.
Boy, I tell you, I'm sitting here thinking that I have never heard any minority woman, man, anybody, and that's the accolades.
Right.
See,
You played here before,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, your first quarterback there,
First
Frank.
quarterback.
and your family, go to school.
daughter does marketing.
Dawn's working in the marketing
Yeah,
department.
she just
that's a
got hired
plus.
not too long
That's a
ago.
plus right there.
We don't
you
say
kidding me?
We don't say anything.
I mean, that was the one that decided the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
You would have hired a guy that quite honestly play a coach worse than the guy that took over as the interim coach.
Man,
It
doesn't.
You
that
hired a
doesn't make
guy
sense.
that
Doesn't
was
make sense
worse
at all.
and got fired.
I should wait Vesta up right now, but we'll wait. We'll wait till this week.
But you wouldn't hire the person that was worse, or I'm sorry, what they produced
Okay.
was worse, because I'm not someone else personally. What they produced was worse than what a guy that was just interviewing that had the job that took over to save you.
Right.
I just it
You have to
doesn't.
be respectable at least.
Yeah, quickly.
No loyalty.
The firm. How you think about it?
I
What's your
think it's
thoughts?
ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I agree with the person that texts you. Like, really?
Yeah,
I got a lot of, really, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Dan
Like I
Orlovsky, ESPN, talks about why this is a great hire. I can't wait to hear this one.
Great.
In the last 2 years, this football team has had the worst quarterback play in the NFL. But if you look at the roster, it's got a chance to be a top 10, top 8 defense. They got an up-and-coming offensive line in DJ Moore. So Frank Reich now comes in there, and the question is, does he get the young quarterback? I think Carolina absolutely has to go up in this draft and go get a young quarterback. And the one thing that you can unequivocally say about Frank Reich is he knows how to develop a young quarterback. If you think about what he did with Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, I absolutely love the hire for Carolina.
What he did with who?
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Are you gonna use that on your resume?
Once again, we gotta go find Joe Namath and have him on our resume.
Yes.
This Joe gets to actually say with a straight face, I developed Carson Wentz.
Carson
And
Wentz
as a Washington fan,
yeah, he may be out of the league next year.
Right.
Seriously.
rightfully so.
I mean, I'm seriously. He's trending to be out of the league next
Rightfully
year.
so.
This is all about developing a quarterback.
See what I'm saying? Look, this is here, and I get it. media has the opportunity and the ability to be able to shape narratives.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what they do. But sometimes you have to realize what you're selling me is like magic beans.
Not
Like,
much.
I mean,
Magic beans.
Carson Wentz. He developed Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, really? His daughter goes to Wingate.
That's his son.
So I'm sorry, son. Sorry.
His namesake.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
I'm not.
that's his son.
Frank Wright Jr.
Frank. They call him Little Frankie.
Over in Wingate.
But
He's the
all of
man.
that, and I'm like, what in the world did Steve Wilkes do?
Man,
What could he possibly have done?
I get so many. Let's hear from Chris Canty, who says, "Don't be shocked if the Panthers don't trade for."
Trade who?
Yeah, let's take a listen.
The owner has made a decision. I am going to prioritize offense, specifically the quarterback, over defense, because I think that is the long-term remedy to having sustained success. And so when you have a move like this take place, now you start to look at what the Carolina Panthers could potentially do. They have the 9th overall selection right now. Carlin, I'd be shocked if this organization didn't try to find a way to move up. Another thing that would shock me is if their best player on defense, Brian Burns, wasn't moved this offseason. He's going into his last season on his rookie contract, the 5th-year option year, and the Carolina Panthers are over the cap. To me, that is the most valuable trade chip that you have in order to acquire more assets and ammunition to move up in the draft and to have your pick of quarterbacks. I think the Carolina Panthers are a team to watch to move up into the top 5 to take a signal caller.
So who are they going to get though? Because apparently, I mentioned yesterday, Mel Kiper, if he's somewhat right about what he's saying, it is his predictions. C.J. Stroud go first, would be the first quarterback taken, then of course Bryce Young. But I think on his board he had this dude, the quarterback out of Florida. I'm like, you might as well keep C.J. Walker. Is it C.J. Walker? Or P.J. Walker.
PJ.
Madam C.J. Walker. That's you might as well keep P.J. I'm serious though. And Sam Darnold and work with that. You're gonna get this dude who played for Florida. Who I can't remember his name. That's how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was all right, but he was throwing. So I don't understand. They get Bryce Young. I got to pull back because that's my guy. I got to go down and see Bryce, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Jason Fritz hates this hire by Frank Wright. Let's take a listen.
Frank Reich wasn't dealt a hand that was bad at the quarterback position. He was part of dealing the hand. He was part of the organization's decisions every time to go all in on Carson Wentz. He was part of the organization's decision to go all in on Matt Ryan. He was wrong about all that. Now you think he's suddenly going to get it right with the Carolina Panthers? Harry, I don't like this at all.
This is the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no way, bro.
This is the same thing, bro.
When you say and you said it out loud, he was part of the development and responsible for Carson Wentz. Well, that should tell you all you need to know.
How did that work?
That should tell you all that you need to see. Okay, here's where it's going to all fall apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The way they're going all in, no one talks about how he has led the teams. No one talks about what he's put together outside of he's a quarterback whisperer and he's this and that and that. Look, man, if I wanted a quarterback coach, we just hire a quarterback coach. Why can't we just do that?
Thank you.
That's right.
Right? I mean,
we saw, to your point.
Why you have Brian Leftwich?
Hey, we saw Hackett, who, by the way,
Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett, who has a new job now as offense coordinator. But
it's the gist. They desperate.
But the thing is, what I don't get though, man.
They're desperate.
I don't. So my point is that he couldn't be head coach in OC for Denver. That didn't work out. But when these guys fall, they fall up.
Right.
Leftwich, I ain't heard nothing. He got fired. I ain't heard nothing about him.
You asked me a couple of weeks ago. I told you.
And I know you're right. Doesn't work.
Can you get another job?
I think that's on the commercial. I think
you just can't be.
G Money reminded me of something that I thought was interesting. So part of the issue with Steve Wilkes is he's still part of that lawsuit.
Right.
Against the NFL.
And he's still right.
And the firm that's suing him, Flores, a firm, is this is getting ready. Have they said they're going to sue the Panthers, or they've already sued the G-Money?
They have not gone into the process. I think it was just right now speculated that they are looking into it. They came out and posted a tweet that read, "We are shocked and disturbed that after the incredible job Coach Wilkes did as the interim coach, including bringing the team back into playoff contention and garnering the support of the players and fans, that he was passed over the head coaching position by David Tepper. There is a legitimate race problem in the NFL, and we can assure you that we will have more to say in the coming days."
Yeah. Looks like it's coming.
Yeah. And let's be fair. Somebody may be listening to this program and think that we're not being fair about it because Steve Wilson is African American. But look at the optics. Let's look at the data that we're looking at, though. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense.
Not being fair about which part? About the NFL being racist? When it comes to coaching hires?
Yeah, all the above, yeah.
Or that he deserved this.
Or Steve, not
yeah,
Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes deserved it.
Frank Reich. I still don't understand why you hired Frank Reich.
No, I mean, nobody understands that. And I can be fair. Let me preface, because I'm listening because I woke up early this morning and I watched the. Have you seen the 1619 documentary?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You watched that before you came here?
That ain't good.
Yeah, we're gonna take you off.
You might need a little time out.
Yeah, we're gonna take you off.
I mean, power is an unbelievable thing.
Right.
Power.
It's beyond the drug.
Power is an unbelievable thing. I just put it like that, and it's amazing how power influences people's decisions about how they treat people. Mm-hmm. Power is incredible. So yeah, you're right. That minute backdrop. I just watched the first episode. That minute backdrop is not good for this conversation. I'm just telling you right now.
I was gonna watch it this weekend
because it's just, like K-Man said, it makes no. Okay, Sean Payton. Somebody we get that, but this dude gets fired and be replaced by a guy that was on TV.
Right.
And he does a better job. And the guy that turned the other team around after firing a guy who couldn't coach.
Right.
Oh, my God.
We don't even know if he got an interview.
It just makes no sense to me. And I think it flies in the face of and I don't blame that law firm. I don't blame them at all, because it flies in the face of people just trying to do the right thing. But no, people don't want to do the right thing. They want to do the things that's right for them.
That's right.
At some point, though, how do you even get to this if you're David Tepper? How do you get to, I have in front of me the guy that helped, first of all, he's been here. He was here when I had to fire,
and did a good job of
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, right.
You know what I mean? When I had to fire him, so then he saved me, showed
some promise.
Showed that he could lead this team if we put the right pieces around what we needed to do, where we wanted to go. And I said, let me hold off for a minute. I get it. You may want the Sean Paytons of the world, the Nick Sabans of the world, because I get it. They're proven they have chips under their belt.
Yeah.
So I'll stand toe to toe with them. So I wait patiently. And you go through this interview process. You look at some young guns, which is expected. You should do that. You should go out and do those things. But at the end of this process, you don't get the top gun that you want, right? They don't even look at you. They don't even answer your phone calls. Not that you don't come back to me, which will still be a slap in the face somewhat. You go and hire a guy that, quite honestly, everybody's struggling to figure out. Where are the credentials?
Right.
Yeah.
Where is the pedigree? Where is the track record? Where is the resume? Where's anything that will make you say, this is the guy that helped turn this franchise around and put us back on the right track?
Nothing about